It's time.
All right. Hello. Hello, and welcome to SFS Gaming, where we are streaming for Sammy. I am Buck, and God, after a lot of months, finally got my computer up and running again so I can actually sit down in front of a camera and all this other stuff. So, that's good news. Very excited, and I busted out the old intro. I probably need to update it considering I'm not really playing Galaxy Heroes at the moment. That might change, but we are playing a new game plus of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Sorry for a little bit of a later start today. It's the first day of summer vacation, and Mr. Samuel himself is home now all the time. So we had to do a little bit of extra stuff to get him set up and happy because my wife had meetings, so I could sit down and do this. But he is currently figuring out how to be Spider-Man on the streets of New York City on my PlayStation 4, which I also hadn't fired that up in straight up months, if not more. And he's learning pretty quick the Spider-Man stuff. So we just in our playthrough just recruited Minoko, and before moving on with the story, I wanted to see if we could clear this area up here, because this was a kind of an end game ish zone in your first walkthrough. You won't be able to really do much here until later, but I'm going to see if we can take it down, considering we've got nothing but super strong characters and a really good build. Going for all of them, maxed weapons, the whole 9 yards. And it doesn't seem like weapons go past level 33. So I don't think we're going to get a whole lot stronger than we currently are right now. So I just figured instead of looping back to tackle this later, let's just get it out of the way now. So we can unlock that Grandis's full inventory and see if there's anything he has that's worth buying. And then that way we just don't have to come back here, and we'll keep pushing on the campaign. Wow, Sam has never played Spider-Man before, and he is figuring it out like a champ. He's in the Iron Spider suit. I bought a PlayStation 4 just so I could play that Spider-Man game, and now I need to buy a 5 so I could play the second one. And also, I got it, Ghost of Tsushima, and I know there's a sequel to Ghost coming out that I need to get my hands on as well. So yeah, I got to upgrade at some point.
Terrifying.
All right, let's just go ahead and get this locked in, and we'll roll out. So yeah, these guys were an absolute nightmare when I first came here, trying to do this quest. And then I came back later, and they still weren't much fun. I'm getting some input delay. I haven't tried to play this on this. Actually, it might just be my right bumper is all kinds of worn out. Okay, so we're fine. Oh, got a nice upgrade, Burning Death to 33. I don't know if anybody's got that equipped right now, but... Oh, what the hell?
Useful.
Oh, yeah, my right bumper on this controller is shot. I love these Elite controllers from Xbox, but my God, they are insanely fragile. Now you can buy the core and then just put your parts on there and transfer all your stuff into it, but they are just way too fragile. I know bumper wear is an issue on a lot of controllers, but it seems to be particularly bad on the Elites, and but I also can't really play with that one anymore. All the paddles and all the stuff you can do to it just to fine tune it to you is wow, 33,000 chrome. That might be the biggest pile of chrome I've ever snagged. And that goes up, I believe. Yeah, actually, there was an area here. I think you had to do like a parry challenge or something like that with Lune, and I was never able to get it done. Yeah. Yeah. Well, everybody should be level 99 by the time we're done here. And a journal for 51.
Expedition 51. Shortly after dawn, death was a kindness, for Maxim was in a great deal of pain. Pain we could not help him carry. Tomorrow comes, and it comes for us all. May it bring you the gift of peace, and not just the gift of sorrow. No one else will ever understand. Not the way my fellow expeditioners understand. Maxim, Clement, Fabien, William, Carla. We're bound by something deeper than blood or love. There's a shared unity, a shared trust, born from all we've been through. We carry each other's lives in our hands.
I wish you could exit this part and have the voiceover continued playing as you're continuing on running around.
Exactly who I am now, and exactly what I'm capable of. Life isn't easy. Life was never easy. But we have each other.
But I like these journals. Some of them are way better than others. There's a few that are just straight up hilarious. And then there's a few that are straight up just heartbreaking. But this game has all of that. It's got moments of absolute hilarity and triumph, and then it's got a moment. Gosh damn it! Yeah, I need to. Where did I put my other Elite controller? See, I've got a good Elite controller from when I'm just playing myself, and then I've got this old one that I just keep paired to the PC for when I'm doing this sort of stuff. Oh, what happened, buddy? Did your tablet die? You want a new one? Okay. The child needs a new iPad, even though he's got the PlayStation rocking, and he's got and he's got an iPhone that he's doing stuff with. But Sammy is very autistic, and if he doesn't have full access to all of his stimulation, he can get very upset. So I need to go swap this out for one that's got a charge. So I'll be back in like a minute or so. What building are you climbing up, buddy? That's a tall one. In your Iron Spider suit. Okay, he's taken care of. I refilled my coffee cup in the process, so we are good. And yes, I have a fully functioning right bumper now that I popped a paddle off. So yeah, this I think it's back this way. Yeah, these guys down here, I was never able to... parrying and all that stuff is not my strong point. So I'd never completed this challenge in my first playthrough. Oh, don't tell me my left bumper. I probably need to swap the left paddle out, too. That got zero response. Okay. At least it's a quick little pop and done.
I'm ready.
Oh, no. Because I'm hitting the wrong button. I haven't had to parry or dodge or anything in a long time, because the builds that you can get at endgame are just insane. You just kill everything so freaking fast. I don't know why I was hitting left bumper to parry when it clearly says right bumper. I got the first one, then effed up the second one. I'm just not good with it, you know? Until I really... I mean, and that's the thing. You spend the time and you learn the rhythm, and you'll get it eventually, but yeah. Yep. All right. We're moving on. We're moving on. This will be something I will have to come back on my own time and probably spend an hour just trying over and over and over again. I've just never been good with the parry at all. Yeah, I've been running around with... Oh, we have Minoko. I thought I'd had Skyel. Or Sael. Sorry, Sael. Although I was told that either pronunciation works by a buddy in Europe. Because apparently her name is... Ciel is apparently sky in French. I took French in high school, which was, you know, closer to 30 years ago than I care to acknowledge. But yeah, he said that both pronunciations, Sael and Skyel, would actually probably be acceptable. But, I mean, he's also not French, so I don't know if he can speak for them, but... Oh, wow, he lived. What do we got? Well, we don't want to use fire because that's just going to heal him. So let's just do a basic.
Oh, lovely. Great.
I think there's an area you get up high enough, and there's an area you can drop down to that's got something. It's the only way to reach it, but that place is not here. Yeah, this zone is insane when you first come to it. And then like the what are they, Damus or whatever, the red floaty people. Well, actually all of them will switch elements from fire to ice and back and forth depending on what if you hit them with ice, they'll switch to ice. So if depending on what you have and what level you're at, you might need to set your team up to where you have fire and ice attacks ready so you can bounce back and forth. Oh, is that thing dead? Or is he oh, he's impaled. Well, what the hell impaled him? And then there's a rope here. Which I think, yeah, takes you down to the top of this train. Which, this is a Picto.
What have we here?
That's a new... How did I not have that? Is that a new... Oh, I guess there's probably some New Game Plus stuff that is... exclusive?
Good stuff.
Sam, are you doing screenshots?
It's been a while since I've been here. We used to ski here before the fracture.
Yeah, the fact that these guys are living through, mostly living through, her attacks, which have more or less been one-shotting everything up to this point, is that tells me that this is supposed to be a pretty high zone even in New Game Plus. Oh, that guy's got shields, so we'll just take the shields down. He's got quite a bit of health, too.
My turn.
I have a feeling I might need to pop Minoko out and throw CL back in when we get up to the boss, because we might have to set up the nuke. Pippi, are you saying hi to Sammy, buddy? You good girl. Oh, are you coming to say hi? Okay. We got a visitor. This is Pippi. She is 13 years old. And she's only got one eye. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but she's the sweetest cat in the history of cats. Here. All right, hey, Pippi. Oh, hi, girl. Hi, honey. See, this is what she does. She's a hugger. Hey. Can you say hi? Yeah. See, she's only got one eye. She came to us like that. She was getting ignored in the shelter because she only had the one eye. And, yeah, so we took her. And we feel very lucky. We feel very lucky to have her. She's just an absolute sweetheart, as you can see. Okay, I don't know how this is gonna work with her right there, but we'll try. Ah, ow, ow. That's how it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Ow. Okay, well, I'll just be a hunchback. Okay, Pippi, what are you doing? Hi, okay, there you are. Hi. Oh, don't jump from up there. Thank you. That was tense for a second. She's a sweet cat, but she likes to use her claws for getting around, and you know, me plus claws equals blood. So I felt like I was rightfully nervous there. Okay. So we got one of these chests. There's the second one. And let's round up number 3. Oh, and there it is. Some of them I remember. Some of them are obviously, they make it, like early game, they make it pretty easy to find. But the farther you get... Ooh, another revive tent. Excellent. Yeah, the farther you get, some of these can be a pain in the ass to track. And then your screen settings can even hurt it because of the, you know, the colors. And they can blend. Now, it is possible, you've noticed there's a big stalact right there. You can... Oh, Patank. I forgot about the Patank. We need to figure out where his base is. But you can skip that stalact if you want. You just run around back here. We need to find the Patank's base so we know how to herd him in the direction we want him to go. Oh, and is that it? I think that's it over there. So we'll see. This one actually pretty easy if you come in from that side. Ow! 2 turns. 2 turns. He said he was embarrassed when he came back to life. Me too, buddy.
Looking good. Diary.
casual 30 million hit. I'm a little bummed that they didn't up the weapon levels to like 66. You know, because they've had that, like, there's a trophy, achievement, whatever system you play on. When you hit level 33, and then when you hit 66, and then when you hit 99. So I kind of wish they'd done that a little bit with the weapons. But also, it's not like I don't feel plenty strong, because I definitely do. But you're getting a lot of these weapon catalysts, and you don't really end up needing them. Because as you find the weapons in the game, it upgrades them. If you have a weapon in your inventory that's level 7 and you find one that's level 25, it's going to kick that weapon up to 25 and not give you a duplicate copy. So you end up getting a lot of these weapon catalysts, and you just don't really have a use for them. And I wish that wasn't the case. Or I wish that they had replaced those with something else, just giving you, extra lumina or just something, And then there are obviously, just like in anything, there are weapons that are clearly better than others. And you kind of end up, building your whole character around those weapons by the time you're in endgame. And so, you're not really going to switch off of that. See, like, I think even this guy will switch to fire now that I'm doing this. Oh, he didn't. This guy does not. Let's just do a basic. Also, I wish they would give you full access to all your skills. I know it would make just this huge blocky thing or whatever, but it's a turn-based game, so like you could have the full menu to flip through and have all your options. It does not hurt the game at all. It would just be cool to be able to, you spend all these points unlocking skills. Like, you look at these guys as skills trees. Like, it would be nice if a menu like this would pop up, and you could just scroll through and pick whichever one you wanted. But, then you don't really have to worry about building for certain situations, but I'm not really having to worry about building for situations right now anyways, because, we're set up with, a damage that most things aren't resistant to. And even if they are, it's still hitting so damn hard that it's taking care of most things fairly fast. Alright, Tess, it's time to go up. Oh, and you've seen nothing. Some merchants have some new things. It's mostly been hairstyles. I think I've found one or two new outfits, but those are duplicates. So not every merchant is getting something new, which is, I think, surprising with this guy because, I mean, you're probably going to find him, but he's very out of the way. And this is actually kind of a dead end. Him and, you know, these items laying around and the creepy fucking mime are the only reasons to come up. Oh, is she chasing me? Only reasons to come up here. But this is like a halfway point on the way up to where the boss is, so. This sucker is thick. Okay,
I'll manage. Into the light. Sweet tasting battle.
he's back to Almighty Wheel for 2 turns. Caster wheel. Okay. Shit. We do have a gradient charge. 2 of them, actually. Don't know if Mighty Strike would break this thing or not. I mean, I'm not worried about losing the fight or anything, but I would just like to keep it rolling. I could do Sanctuary. Um,
Last chance. I'm okay. Fiery.
I've lived through worse. Let's carve a path.
okay. Now that it's broken, it should take quite a bit more damage. Yeah, there it is. Oh, we got a short haircut for Lune. See how this looks on her. Actually, not horrible. Yeah, there's a ton. I think this double braid was a new one. I think that one was new for this playthrough. That look is very similar to this one, so that one's not bad either. Actually, that looks pretty good on her. Let's go ahead and heal up. Alright, so that's what's up here. And then to keep pushing forward, you actually need to go up to these trains above. So you got to zip back and then... There you go. Walk to that. I wish the range on that was a little bit longer. Anything laying around that I need to pick up? Nope. Okay. I like to be thorough for two reasons. One, for me, it'll drive me insane if I find out that I missed an item and have to go back. And then two, if I'm thorough, if you are watching these a day, a week, a month, a year from now, then and you see where I found stuff or where I missed stuff, then hopefully you won't. So yeah, I like to be thorough so you don't have to be quite as thorough. You know, I don't advertise these as walkthroughs or anything of that nature, but you can treat them as such. Oh, shit. All right, kiddo. There you go. Okay, so just to be thorough, I am going to remove Minoko and bring in CL. Because if this guy's as thick as I'm thinking he's going to be, I want the full-fledged nuke, and I'll talk you through the full-fledged nuke if you've never done it. So you see, I probably should have. I wish I could back out of this fight without dying. So you won't be able to do this till later in the game, after you unlock Stendhal. That's kind of the key to the nuke. That is the nuke. But then the method for it comes down to a bunch of different pictos. And I'll walk through the pictos, I guess, after the fight. But there's a picto called Cheater that helps set up all of this as well. You want to make sure you're spec'd into the stats. I'll go through all of this. I should have gone through all of it before, like I said, but yeah, I just ran up to start the fight. So if you're setting up the nuke, the first thing you want to do with Mael is you need this specific turn order as well. See, if you see on the left, you got 2 Maels, and then Versa will go twice, and then Skyel will go twice. Sayel will go twice. So what you want to do to set up the nuke is skip your turn. So now she's stanceless. Hop into your skills, and you need to use Last Chance. So you'll set her health to 1, but it refills all of her AP, and it puts her into Virtuous Stance. So, and she's going to get all of these buffs from Pictos and Luminas that we have equipped. For him, for Verso, it can be anybody. It doesn't necessarily have to be Verso, but anybody who has a mark, that's the second step. But because he also has Cheater equipped, he'll get to go twice. So you'll want to skip his first turn, go to skills, and hit Defiant Strike to put the mark out. This guy's probably 20 million health. We shouldn't have any problems nuking him, but we'll find out. Now, Sayel, she needs Cheater as well, so she takes 2 turns in a row. But you want to hop into here. You need the move Fortune's Fury. Targeted ally deals double damage for 1 turn. So you want to pass that to Mael. Sam, be careful, buddy. Pippi was right there. I know you didn't do that on purpose, but... And then you need the skill Intervention. The targeted ally plays immediately and gains 4 AP. So you want to pass the turn to Mael. And then she will get an immediate turn with the double damage buff active and all of the stuff she picked up. See, she's got Rush and Shield and Powerful, and she also has Pictos and Luminas that are making Powerful even better and more damage to mark targets. Like anything that you can give her to give her more damage. She's got Inverted activated, so she can't be healed, but she does more damage. She's got First Offensive. She's got all kinds of stuff just upping her damage. So now once you've gone through all that prep, you want to use Stendhal. And then this should kill, I mean, a decent number of things in the game. We'll see how big that hit was. 92 million. I think 92 million, that might be the biggest hit I've ever done. I think it was 83 up until this point. But if you go through all that and do all the proper setup and have everything unlocked like that, you can do damage like that to bosses. And in fact, I think there are several bosses where it's a requirement to do something like this in order to take them out, because there's some bosses that the difficulty of the fight to where if you are not perfect, and I mean perfect with your defense, I don't think it's possible to win. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have here. Let's heal up everybody real fast. So we'll start with Mael, because she's the key. So you need Medallum. You could probably do it with something else, but this to me is the only weapon for her. You get this from the tournament at the start of the game when you find CL in the Gestrel village. Sam, what are you doing, buddy? Sam, do you need help? Oh, you're back. You made it. You made it back. There you go. Good job, kiddo. So yeah, when you do the tournament at the start of the game in the Gestrel village, if you use Mael for that tournament and win, you get this sword. Now you can go back and fight Golgra again later in the game if you want to get a different weapon, but if it's your first time playing, your first playthrough, just do this. You'll probably use other weapons over the course of the game, but you want to concentrate on keeping this weapon up to date. And then if you see her stats on the right side, she's got 0 vitality, 0 luck, and her might, defense, and agility are all maxed out to 99. So that means she gets as much attack power as possible. Speed and crit rate and all that other stuff you can get from Pictos and Luminas and things like that. So you don't need to feed a bunch of points into those. Plus feeding into, you've got S on defense and A on agility. Feeding into those will give you crit rate and speed and other things. So you don't need to stress about that in endgame. And they give you plenty of recoats so you can reset your points as needed. But yeah, you want to use this sword. Others might work. Excuse me. But this is the sword I went with. So you want that. And then, of course, you'll need to wait until you have Stendhal unlocked. That doesn't happen until Act 3, I think. And then Luminas come into play. So you hop into the Luminas and the Pictos, and you can see, obviously I've got quite a bit equipped, but at Death's Door, deal 50% more damage if health is below 10%. That one doesn't matter. Augmented First Strike matters. Charging Critical doesn't matter. Cheater is key. You need Cheater, and you need Cheater on all of them. So you want to make sure you do the 4 battles with Cheater. to be able to activate it on your whole team. And it's expensive, but it's worth it. And of course, you can save on one character by just giving them the Picto. You don't critical burn is just something I have. Confident Fighter, 30% increased damage but can't be healed. These are key. The energizing starts where you're getting all the AP that you can. You need every bit of AP you can get. First offensive, first hit dealt and taken deals 50% more damage, obviously. First strike, also vital. You want, if you're going to set up the nuke and just run with it, you want everybody in your team going first, which is why adding people to your party in the proper order will affect that and the speeds. You'll need to tune the speeds a little bit, but that and having everybody in the proper order will make sure it goes, Mael, Verso, and then Desael. Glass Cannon, 25% more damage. Greater powerful, so when she gets powerful from something else, this just makes it even stronger. Immaculate, 30% increased damage until hit is received. So as you can see, we're stacking damage with her. Just stacking. Inverted Affinity applies it for 3 turns, 50% increased damage while inverted, but she can't be healed, which she can't be healed anyways. Painted Power, this one you can't get until literally the start of the actual end game. Without saying too many spoilers, if you're in your first playthrough and you're not at the end game, your damage is capped at 9,999. This Picto breaks that, gets rid of that, so you can do as much damage as you want. So powered attack, she'll try to consume an extra AP to increase damage by 20%. Powerful on Shell. So when she gets Shell, which she'll get when she drops below a certain health, which you'll get when you use Last Stand, she'll get powerful. She can also get powerful other ways. But Roulette, I'm kind of mixed on. Because you have a 50% chance to do 200% damage or 50% damage. So sometimes you'll get into a fight, you'll do all the setup, you'll launch her big hit, and it'll end up being a half damage hit. Which will probably still be enough on a lot of things, but on other things it will not be. But yes, so in these SOS shells, SOS Power, Rush on Powerful, Second Chance, Solo Fighter, Warming Up, all of these. You want all of this. So, and a lot of it you're not going to be able to do until endgame, which is fine because you don't get Painted Power till endgame. There's a lot of things you can't get till endgame. But when you're going to need all this stuff. It's very, very vital. And then, so skills, the 2 that matter to the nuke, Last Chance, reduces self-health to 1, but refills AP and puts you in Virtuous Stance. And then, of course, Stendhal. So, I demonstrated the turn order and the pattern. But yeah, you go to Verso. I think Minoko could work too. Anybody that can put out a mark or give buffs to damage or whatever. But for him, Defiant Strike, and I think he's got Marking Shot as well, can work. Anything that puts a mark on just to get that extra bit of damage. But you could do any combination of buffs, but that's how I'm built for this. So Verso will put mark out. And then he also has a lot of these, but the big ones he needs are these energizing ones, the ones that give the energy. You could activate Enfeebling Mark if you wanted to, but it doesn't really matter. But Cheater. Always play twice in a row. That is the other key, especially with Sael, because you want to be able to have her throw out that damage buff and then use her skill that's going to give whoever she selects an instant turn. I mean, you can also use this method to set up not quite as big of a nuke with Verso or any other character, but you can set up any character in this method to do some pretty big hits. It's just with Mael, it's insane. So yeah, Cheater, and then those 2, and then the Marking Strike, and then same thing with her, Cheater, all this other stuff, these energy ones, so she has the AP to do everything that she needs to do to set it up. But then her big thing are these skills. Without these skills, it's not going to happen. So we have Fortune's Fury. It's alphabetical. There it is. Targeted ally deals double damage for 1 turn. Obviously, with Stendhal, that's huge. And then Intervention. Targeted ally plays immediately and gains 4 AP. So those are her 2 key things. And you wouldn't with any other character, if you just had, like with her, if you just had Fortune's Fury, Intervention, and Cheater active, she's got her part that she's contributing to this. She's dialed in. And then kind of the same with Verso. As long as he has that mark and he's got Cheater and he's got enough AP to do all that, dialed in. With Mael, it's very specific. But again, we'll see if we can get... next battle we get into, I'll do a demonstration of the move combo again, just so everybody's dialed in. And we should be able to find somebody to fight pretty fast. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a guy right down here. Yep, okay, we'll do a demo on this guy right here. Dismount, please. Thank you. Okay, so now we've gone through all the skills and all the other stuff. This is how you execute the nuke. So you need to skip her first turn because she has Cheater activated. And because we don't want to waste her first offensive, first strike, anything that gives her more damage on her first attack turn, we do not want to waste. So you need to skip that first turn. And you don't want to waste her virtuous stance by putting her into last chance. So that's why skipping that first turn is important. So you can just hop right in here, hit last chance. And then you want to skip his first turn. Now, he could have just as easily done like a basic on something and then done this, but just for the sake of demonstrating, like if this was a boss fight, this is how you want to do it. So then, Defiant Strike, we'll nuke this thing, assuming it lives. Seeing it didn't live. So if that was a boss, they would have lived. That's just how it goes. So, Fortune's Fury with Sael on her first turn to Mael. She plays again because of Cheater. Intervention on Mael. Mael's getting a bonus turn, more or less. And then Stendhal on, we'll just do this guy. And 61 million. And Roulette might have kicked in to a negative right there. Roulette might have given her a half damage hit. We don't know. But that's how you set up and use the nuke. And we'll run into a boss fight, and it's more or less all I'm doing for bosses. Alright. I mean, we might as well take care of this carousel side quest real fast. So there's also a record here, so you need to find all the records to get a trophy or an achievement, depending on what system you're on. So make sure you grab that record. And then we've got a Sad Grandis over here. Just chat him up. And this is very quick. You just want to do the right bumper, or R1, R2. I don't know what it is on PlayStation, but right bumper. This advantage thing, you know, when if you want to trigger a fight with an enemy, you just do that on the carousel. And there it goes. Trying to remember if there's something item-wise back here. Yep. Color of Lumina, they're very, very valuable. Insanely valuable. You'll get to a point to where you've got tons of them, and there's ways to get an incredible stack of them. But you need them, especially to set up the nuke. You want to have a lot of Lumina points available to buff your team. So you'll want to focus those colors of Lumina on the 3 teammates you're going to do a nuke build with, or whatever your primary team. And that's the carousel side quest. I mean, to be fair, unless you're an absolute completionist and you want every hairstyle, the best thing about coming here is getting that record. So, you know, if you're using a guide to find the records later in the game, you will come here one way or another. But yeah, the hairstyle isn't the main attraction. Okay, so we did that little side thing. We don't have to worry about coming back here. We'll go see the Grandis and give him the thing. Oh, also, there's this thing right here will interact and open a shortcut, so you can come over to the world without having to go back through the station if you want. But I mean, where we're going is the station anyways. I think there's a chromatic never on here that you would run into, but you can also, if you choose to, take him out before you get to the station. I think I might be misremembering. And then now that we have the Eternal Ice, we will come and see this guy over here. I doubt he'll have anything we want to buy. And on a first time playthrough, you won't be able to get these things probably until end game. But this is it opens. He has a little bit of an inventory until you give him this, but then once you give him the inventory, it unlocks a lot of stuff here. And I think it refills his stocks, too, of certain things. I think it gives him more, like, colors and, like... What the hell has happened? Why is this freezing? I can go down, but I can't go back up. Interesting. So, I mean, this is quite expensive stuff. For me, it's just going to upgrade everything because I bought all this stuff. But weapons for a couple of people. Yeah, let's go ahead and... We'll just go ahead and buy all of these. Because you equip these on people, you see the stats that you get, so. So if you need stats on a character and don't want to respec, yeah, that's how you do it. Those I'm not going to buy. See, and look at Polished Chroma Catalyst, Colors Illumina. Very, very good stuff. So that's what you get from doing all that. It's expensive, and there's one vendor, again, another endgame vendor that I need to absolutely save every single scrap of money that I can, because I wasn't able to buy all of his stuff and forgot to go back before I started New Game Plus. So oops, but all right, so now we are heading for Old Lumiere. And probably have an adventure or two on the way. We'll see if there's a dungeon somewhere that's worth diving into. Or if there's a merchant or something over here that we can talk to. Was this Gestrel Beach? Yes, okay, I think that's a Gestrel Beach, that entrance across the way. So those are like little game zones, basically, more or less. Like you go and you do like an activity challenge. And win prizes. Lots of fun. I think, is this the entrance to Old Lumiere, or is this something else? The Esoteric Ruins. That is not ringing a bell. Did I miss this on my first playthrough? There's a decent chance I missed this on my first playthrough. I definitely missed this on my first playthrough.
It's possible they died before or during the fracture. Or perhaps they called Nevron something else.
Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed right now that I missed this during playthrough 1. I mean, it's a huge game. I suppose it happens, but jeez. So, I mean, I'm seeing something for the first time. That does not happen very often on second playthroughs of games. But if I just streamed the vast majority of my playthrough, I was very kind of hyper focused on main story. And then I got to a point where I started exploring a lot more. But by then, I had no reason to go to that area to have even had a shot at seeing this. So, again, oops. All right, let's see. Where in the hell? Oh, there's one. That looks like a tank down there. Yeah, these are pretty well hidden. All right, let's push on down below. Ah, see? Glad we did. There's the second one. And there's the third one. Okay. So I was not going crazy by not seeing him up there. Now how in the hell? What is that? Must be a grapple point from over there, maybe? That right here? Chroma. It's a lot of chroma, but that's a lot to go through for just chroma. Oh no, that wasn't a tank. That is something different.
We'll have to go through the maze.
Okay, we have a maze. Is it a maze, or is it just like you need to find your way to unlock stuff?
This place is giving me a headache.
Me
I-
too. Where's the fighting?
Attaboy, Minoko. So it looks like there's going to be one combination of rooms that lets us advance. So we just need to find that. So, yeah, maze. now what happens if I do this? Grapple point up there. I'm going to have to remember that. Okay, so this is the last door. So if we do that, that's going to shut that door. Leave that one open. So I feel like, is there an effect to... I feel like there's a chance that like we need to overcharge certain ones of these to open all the doors. Okay, so that just went that way. That door's still open. So what happens if we shoot this one? That door sealed off. That's still open. Now if we shoot that. Here, Sammy. There you go, buddy. Yeah, you're welcome, kiddo. Okay, I feel like there needs to be a transfer of charges. So, like... because the color... I don't know. Also, I forget that sprint is... constantly forgetting that sprint is not on the thumbstick. That one shut back down. Okay, now we're completely sealed off in here. Is that what I'm... Okay, I thought I had the idea of this, but that one shoots that way. Okay, so if we do that, that's sending that way, shuts the door. How does this door get shut? Again, kiddo? Buddy, if your phone is constantly going to sleep, it means you've got too much going on. I feel like a certain combination of doors needs to be shut in order for... All right, I'm clearly missing something here. Okay, so open, open, closed now. So let's keep going here. Okay, kiddo, this is the third time in 3 minutes. So you're either locking it accidentally. Okay. Is that... Have we shot this one before? So that just opens and closes that one. But why would that matter at the beginning? Oh, hold on. All right, that did it. Somehow that did it. So this is how the... So I think this one might have been the thing that started it. And so the doors are like this. So you would like work your way to shut that door. Open all these. Yeah, it's a certain combination of everything has to be active and deactivated. So door there. Doesn't look like there's a door on the opposite side. Open all through the middle. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you just need to find the combination of doors that needs to be open and shut, and then you'll end up out here.
The door closed again.
Spooky.
Spooky.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay, grapple point. He's pretty good Spider-Man, actually. He's a pretty good Spider-Man. Oh no, did I just screw myself? I might have just screwed myself. Gosh darn it. But it was also easy enough to fix, thank God. All right, so where do we go? The ghost was talking about the cliffs, but I'm not seeing any other way to go other than that grapple point. So did I miss another grapple point that would have taken me a different direction, or am I missing something else entirely? Is there anything over there? No. Okay. Inside? No. I mean, do we need to do something else with the doors from up here? Okay. 'Cause, yeah, that is a path to nowhere. Nothing but rubble. I mean, or is just getting through the maze enough and then we got to go back to that guy? Because, yeah, I see, and with no other guidance, I can't really see any other option. So we'll go back to that ghost guy and see if he's saying something different. We shot this one, didn't we? I'm not seeing grapple points or climbing spots or anything. They get you with some good ones. Most stuff in this game, I mean, is fairly straightforward-ish. But occasionally they toss something like this at you. He commented about the door being closed again. Oh, shit. This is not Assassin's Creed. You actually have to hit the jump button. You can't just hold it to parkour. Oh, shit. No fall damage. So we're good. Oh, okay. Ah, okay. I did not mean to do that. Hopefully this takes me back right before this. Okay. So, without spoiling too much, you'll find Neverons in the world that are white that have quests. Now, you don't need to complete the quests per se, but you definitely don't want to kill any of them. There's a character you'll run into later after you have all of SK's travel options unlocked, all his different ways of getting around. There's a character you'll run into named Clarice, I think. who is another white Nevron. And if you've killed any of them, she will be hostile to you. And if you haven't killed any of them, she gives you, I want to say it's 100 colors of Lumina. So be careful with Nevrons who are not immediately hostile that have quests. You can kill them if you want. I mean, and they all definitely have their own rewards for killing them, but you can accidentally lock yourself out of being able to complete a quest, which I did on my first playthrough, and learned much later on. What time are we looking at here? Oh, we're going to have to probably wrap up here pretty soon.
Welcome, my friends, to old Lumiere.
Is anyone still here?
Just Nevrons.
So this is where our piece of Lumiere used to be. Before the fracture ripped apart the world and threw us into the sea. We're lucky it did. That's probably the only reason we survived.
The heart of the Paintress is in the center. Let's go.
Nice. Okay, healing counter. Owned level 10. I mean, that's pretty expensive for just an upgrade. We can always swing back around.
Let's carve a path.
Algeron, that is for CL. Free aim. Looks like I own one at level 10. It's not worth spending almost 100k to just get an upgrade on a weapon I'm not going to use. Now, as a I'm going to say casual completionist, I do like collecting all the weapons. So if I didn't have that weapon, I would have bought it just for that reason. But I've got it, so no need to buy it.
We'll need a way forward.
The heart is in the center of the city. All right? Show off a bit, Minoko. Just admit you can't do it yourself.
Oh, Minoko.
Minoko! Why the hell did you...
Sorry, I fucked up. I just wanted to show off.
Just have to...
I fucking love Minoko.
Should be fine. Verso said the heart is in the center of old Lumiere, right? Right. Okay, Minoko. Stop crying. We have to move.
Yes, sorry.
All right, so this is one of the few times where you'll kind of sort of play all the characters at once because your party's been split in two. So it's kind of fun. You get some time with characters you might not normally roll with.
Friends, I beg your forgiveness for landing us in this quagmire.
And, I mean,
Okay,
any chance to run with
Move on.
Minoko in a Don Johnson Miami Vice suit from the 80s, you got to take. You just have to. You just have to. Okay, so there's some pretty interesting things that go down here. One thing in particular I will take the time to point out when we get there. I can't remember if it's with these guys, because I actually came back later. So I don't know if it's in this group or when you go back to Versio and Mael. But we'll find out. We'll find out together. Lovely. So we got all the stains. Ever since I unlocked Elemental Trick and Elemental Genesis, it's literally the only attacks of hers I do. I mean, occasionally I'll throw something in there like Terraquake or whatever. I've not tried. I put on Hell because I wanted to try it at some point. Maybe I'll do that the next battle. I want to see what very high fire damage looks like. But this Elemental Genesis, to use Elemental Genesis, you need to get all 4 stains. So Elemental Trick will do that. Hopefully it doesn't always work because some things are immune to or resistant at any rate. So having a very high crit rate helps. Critical hits generate the corresponding stain. But if you get all of the stains, you can do this Elemental Genesis. Extreme damage to all enemies, 8 hits. Each hit deals damage in a random element. Can only be cast when all 4 stains are active. And this is the only combo I've been doing with her. For that reason. It's a lot of damage. But yeah, like I said, you can kind of build nuke-ish things with everybody.
How exactly did our piece of Lumiere end up on an island when the rest of the city is here?
One of the great mysteries.
I think I skipped an area on accident. Damn.
So much to study here.
I mean, we can fast travel back to it, I suppose, if we need to. But I'm a little annoyed that there's not... you can't always tell what the path forward is. So I wish there was a grapple point to go back over there because there was a little side area we didn't dip into.
Well, that will help. The elements dance. Elements, converge! Let the ink flow. So,
Shit.
Memento, what was life like before the fracture?
The world was smaller and cozier, livelier. There were many more of us Gestrels back then. The fracture tore our villages apart. Only a fraction of a fraction survived. Our forests are filled with Gestrels awaiting rebirth.
Sometimes the controls in this game freak out when you're in area transitions. So you just kind of got to pause, just take a second and don't interact with anything and let it settle down. So if this is not your first playthrough, you know who the Fading Man is. If this is your first playthrough, I'm not going to spoil a damn thing, but you run into these fading figures periodically throughout the story. And they represent they're pieces of other characters. Kinda, sorta. Motion detected at our front door. I don't see anybody there. Oh, I think the mail lady ninja'd up to our front door and back again without me actually putting eyes on her.
Doesn't that look like one of Eskier's stories? Yeah. Let's bring him a gift. I was surprised you agreed so readily to Verso's plans.
He seems to be our best bet for now. We lack too much information.
Do you trust him?
I trust that he wants to reach the Paintress, so for now our interests are aligned.
He has been helpful. Still, I have this feeling he's hiding something.
Minoko, how did you meet Verso?
I don't really remember. I feel like I've always known Verso.
You mentioned traveling with other expeditions.
Quite a few.
How many? What happened to them?
What happened to them?
Maybe ask Verso when we find him.
Yeah, okay. Finding them comes first. Any idea what this is?
I'm afraid not. This is my first time here as well.
58. They were the ones that Verso was traveling with.
I believe so. They made it surprisingly far. An axon. Interesting. Verso is...
Is this true? Mael's with him.
We need to go. Now!
Verso would never harm her.
are probably heading towards the center of the city. We'll rejoin them there.
Feels like home.
Yeah. Feels like home. You okay?
Monoko fits well in the disaster expedition, eh?
Yeah. It does. After you.
Speaking of home, where do you live in Lumiere?
Above a bakery near the center. Angelique's Boulangerie. I ate there every morning. I wonder if it's still there.
It's called Mathilde's now. When this is over, you should go and visit.
Wow. Okay, stop freaking out, please. Thank you. I'm still not sure why it does it. It didn't do it when I first started playing, but then I think they did an update and they accidentally, something just happens. It also might be the shitty controller. Okay, I believe right here is... oh, right over here. Yes. Okay. So, this is very important.
I never said there was treasure.
At the start of the game, after the Gommage, you'll go to a little party for the expeditioners before they leave. And you'll have these tokens, these party tokens that they give you one and you can earn 2 more by playing like a trivia challenge with a guy and then dueling Mael. So you get all 3. And then there's 3 vendors you can buy their items. So it's very important. I think it's the guy, if you're standing facing them, I think it's the guy on the far right. Just get all 3 and you don't have to worry about it. But if you don't feel like getting all 3, like you only have the 1 or the 2 or whatever, I'm pretty sure it's the guy on the far right. You want to make sure you buy his item. He'll give you something called an old key. So I think we can... oh, yeah, in quest items. Old key. An old key for an old door. You want to make sure you have this. It's the only place you can get it. And if you don't have it on your first playthrough or whatever, you won't be able to come here. This you'll always be able to grab. What you won't be able to do is drop down into this pipe, turn around, and interact to open that gate to get this. Anytime. Thank you.
Melanie, 5th of February.
So if you want to get all the journals, you need to have that old key and you need to come to this gate and open it.
Our remaining fighting strength to these creatures and their relentless assault. All adults have taken up arms, but I'm a bookkeeper. What am I supposed to do? Count them before they slaughter us? We've hidden the children. At least they're warm and dry in the cellars, but rations are running low. Things are calmer now at the hospital, but that's because most die before we can get to them. I guess I'm living out of pure stubbornness at this point. Survival isn't really survival anymore.
So yeah, this is one of the few things in the game that you can miss very, very easily. And if you want to have a chance, there might be another way to get the old key. I might have misspoken there. But that's the way I know to get the old key, so you definitely want to make sure you have it. I would not want to have to do a whole nother playthrough, especially because you lose all of the journals when you start New Game Plus, and you have to collect them all over again. I would hate for this to be the one journal I couldn't get to because I couldn't get the key. But there might be another way to get it. I'll have to check. Because they're pretty good about that sort of thing, making sure you have multiple paths to get most of everything. But yeah, I would hate for this journal to be the thing keeping you from the trophy because you didn't get the key from the guy at the start of the game, you know? So yeah, it's all about being thorough. It's very, very important to be thorough in a game like this because it's rare that you'll come across an item that you can't find somewhere else or get somewhere else, but if you do and it prevents you from doing something, it can be it's a pretty bad feeling. Teddy, leave Bucky alone, buddy. You heard me. Leave the cat alone. We've got a 2-year-old golden doodle, if you're new to the channel, and 4 cats. And the golden doodle is a very, very sweet dog. Loves everybody and everything he's ever met. But he's also, he thinks my cat, Bucky, is his personal plaything from time to time. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Hi, buddy. Hi. What's going on? You want to hop up here and say hi? Come on. Come on. Come on, Teddy. No? Okay.
Pretty good team. Berser? Berser? Putain. Where did he go? Where did you go? I need to find Lumine and Ciel, quickly.
Oh, goodness, buddy. What are you hitting on over there? Also, lots of little hidden nooks and crannies. So if you think you can go somewhere, sometimes it's best just to go there. A lot of it turns out to be short dead ends, hidden nooks and whatnot you can snag an item from. Okay, buddy, I hear you. Okay.
Dance begins. Prepare for annihilation.
Okay. Next expedition flag, which should be right up here. Yep, there it is. Okay.
This man is intact.
Okay. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in just a few minutes. So, if you're still here when I get back, we'll finish up this zone. And if not, we'll catch you on the next one. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just transition to be right back. And I'll be right back. All right, most of you stuck around. I appreciate it.
Why does it feel so familiar?
Okay, calm down.
I know this place.
I knew you'd open the door for her. Really, Verso? This was your plan? How many times must you hurt our family? No, you don't get to lecture me on family. Why do you refuse to see what you're doing to us? Yet you insist on rushing toward death. You're trying to stop the wrong cycle. Yourself.
Andy Serkis is so freaking good. So freaking good.
It's easier for you to think that. Easier to betray us if I'm the villain.
So move. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
You haven't told her the truth. Have you, son?
Sorry we're late. We were busy doing a bit of reading. You planning on sharing that this man, the man who murdered our team, is your father?
Family is my favorite topic. We'll talk about this later. I'd really like for you all to survive this.
Well, we can't really set up the nuke in the way I would like to, because it forces Lune onto the team. But let's try this. Ooh, not bad, not bad at all.
Elements converge.
I mean, I don't think we really need to nuke him, but might as well. Yeah, 46 million hit. Malarum level 30. Nice.
Everyone all right?
I forgot about that.
Where did it go? Alicia. Fuck! Thank you.
Care to explain? Your father.
I don't think of him as my father.
Still, why didn't you just tell us?
Because it's private. And it's painful. It's none of your business. You cut ties with him decades ago.
Lying by omission is still lying.
I've told you everything you need to know.
I'd rather make that determination for myself.
I think we can all understand where each other's coming from, right? He hasn't steered us wrong yet.
But we're a team now. And we won't get very far if we don't trust each other.
Family.
Stories say that Gestrels reincarnate. Is that true? Can you bring Noko back?
Partially. We can bring Noko back to life. But not all of Noko will return. It will be a different Noko. The one you knew is gone.
I'm so very sorry, my friend. And all for naught. The Patriot's heart was in that man, and now it's gone. We have no way to access the monolith.
Expedition 58 seemed to think you knew another way.
What?
We found 58 and their journals.
So that's how you... I wasn't hiding it. If that's what you're implying. It's a dead end.
Wait, what are you talking about?
There's someone else who can help us. Excuse me. Is it true? Can you make a weapon that can pierce the barrier? Do you need something from the Axons? Do you need their hearts?
Look, to create this weapon, he needs enormous amounts of pure chroma, which is way beyond what we can get from Nevrons. The only source are axons, yes. Like I said, that's a dead end. It's impossible.
Why? What are axons?
They're massive creatures living on islands around the monolith. They're much stronger and much more dangerous than Nevrons. I can't die, and I still couldn't take them down.
Yet we found the corpse of one in old Lumiere, so it's possible.
I don't know how that one died. But I'm telling you, listen to me, please. Our chances of taking them down without you lot dying are close to zero.
Close, but not zero. Death is coming either way. And as expeditioners, if we die fighting.
Wonderful pep talk.
I know.
All right, if we're going to fight the Axons, then let's be smart about it.
What do you mean?
I had a few rough encounters with the Axons. There are 3 located on islands around the monolith, and we need at least 2 hearts to get enough chroma. One lives on a mountain too high for us to reach, so that one's out. We should start with the one to the west of the monolith. It's already been weakened by previous expeditions, right?
Yeah, good idea. Maximize our chances.
Or we embrace the challenge and pick the one in the east.
I like your spirit.
Thank you.
Did you listen to what I just said?
Such a great job with all the characters and everything. I mean, just almost a perfect game. I'm gonna call it here. I'll be back tomorrow and every day until the weekend doing this, unless something comes up. But I appreciate you all being here. We had a great crowd, and I'll catch everybody on the next stream. If you've liked the channel, please feel free to share, follow, subscribe if you feel like I've earned that. But please come back regardless. I will catch everybody on the next one. Take care and have a good one.